The spine is the pillar of health, as it contains the spinal cord that fully controls our motor and sensory system, as well as regulates the work of the internal organs. And any problem in the spine negatively affects the performance and functions of all members of the body and thus our health in general. We unintentionally destroy our backbone by following various wrong habits and wrong lifestyle, and this accumulates with age. So what are these habits and mistakes that destroy our spine that must be avoided and corrected? In this video, I will tell you about the habits and actions that destroy our spine and that must be changed in our lifestyle. But do not forget to activate the bell button to receive everything new in our channel. Follow us, there are many useful and interesting for you. The first of the wrong and deadly habits for our spine, which is the habit of sitting for long. As it is about our sitting that pressure is concentrated on the vertebrae of the spine. Focus with us here if you lie on your back and your legs are bent in this way. It is necessary to bend the legs because this reduces the pressure on the vertebrae of the spine in this position. The least possible pressure will be on the vertebrae of the spine. When standing perpendicular to our legs, the pressure increases by 1.5 times, under the influence of gravity. And when sitting, even if it was a completely healthy session, the pressure on the vertebrae of the spine increases twice. Meaning that standing is better and less dangerous to the spine than sitting. In the case of sitting for continuous periods, the cartilage between the vertebrae of the spine begins to lose its flexibility from the increase in pressure on it. And the bony vertebrae begin to stiffen, and with age begins with osteochondrosis. Here is the recommendation to reduce the periods of continuous sitting, and if you sit properly. Sit properly and do not forget to stand and move your body every hour once, and the more you move the better. Habit number 2 is the mobile phone. Yes, and it is one of the worst destructive habits of the spine. As there was a study that by looking at the phone or typing a short message, you add 20 kilograms of additional pressure to the cartilages of the spine. This is related to the movement of the head and shifting it down a little g, of course. It is possible to imagine that you are using the phone while you are carrying it at eye level and your back is straight and your head is fixed forward. But this is difficult because we often use the phone with our head bent down. From here to calculate together, if we use the phone for 2 hours a day, then in a year we collect more than 1,000 hours of use, and do not forget that some of us use it more than that. And from year to year this will form osteochondrosis in the neck. And from here we talk about stature if it was curved, and even if we did not use the phone, this is a problem in itself. And correcting stature directly is very difficult, and this is a process that requires great time and effort, but this does not mean that it cannot be done. It is possible. Even if you return to our channel, you will find a video in this regard. The next thing that destroys the spine is excessive and wrong exercise. There is a myth that says that if you have back pain, you should stretch and not move, and this helps you to heal, but the correct thing is that movement helps to correct the health status of the spine. But the challenge is in balancing the burden on the spine and its health. There are many cases. In the case of spinal problems, they work to reduce movement to a minimum. Go to expensive sessions of doubt and use various drugs, but they helped lightly or did not help at all to improve their condition. But going to the right and weighted sport, you will notice the difference more and faster. But here it must be noted that you have advanced health problems. So any treatment or procedure must be done with the advice and follow-up of the treating physician. Here we direct you to think about the best things and the correct knowledge and useful exercises for the spine. It is walking. Do not forget that to treat the spine, you must move and walk during the day. In 2016 a study was applied in which 156 studies were refuted, in which it was proven that walking for 30 minutes a day helps to preserve the spine, reduce back pain, and maintain stature. Hence we see that the Japanese have a saying to preserve the spine that every day they must walk at least 7 kilometers. The next thing that damages our spine is the wrong choice of shoes, and this applies to young and old alike. This is specifically related to shoes that have a flat floor, which can work to reshape the foot, and with the same damage to high-heeled shoes. And this has a great impact on changing stature, and here it may directly cause neck pain due to the wrong sole, and here is the complete interconnection in the human body. The next thing is the sleeping bed. The specialists do not recommend sleeping on the soft bed, especially for people with high weights, because the negative effects on the spine will increase for them, as the soft bed will bend more than the influence of their extra weight. And as a result, the spine will be in an inappropriate position for the health situation. This effect occurs during long periods of sleep. The next thing is smoking, and here we should not be surprised that smoking has a negative effect on the spine as well. Nicotine will narrow blood vessels and raise blood pressure. And a group of researchers show that lower back pain appears due to damage to blood vessels between the vertebrae of the spine. Here is the effect of smoking on the spine, as it will affect the vertebrae factors smoking, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol as a whole. The next thing is to lift the wrong loads and extra weights. For example, people's scenes will obey how they work in the garden. Simply we bend and work throughout the day. This position is abnormal for the spine. And the additional problem is excessive loads, and there are instructions for how to carry loads properly to reduce their damage to the spine. But individuals who do not realize this simply bend towards the weight and work to lift it directly, which raises the impact and pressure on the vertebrae of the spine, increasing the burden. Tell us about your situation with the backbone and your experiences. If you like the video, do not forget us from likes and share with your friends. Support us to add more useful content for our channel.